Alright, well, I finally got everything set up for this. I'm finally done with the PowerPoint and stuff like that, so yeah. Yar. Why did I say yar? That's not even an actual word. Anyways, I'll just wait for people to filter in and stuff like that. Not to have that many people. So in the meantime, coffee, obviously. What fool wouldn't start anything without coffee? Oh boy. Okay. I didn't take that big of a sip, or else it'll be kind of obnoxious. So, yeah. So just keeping it non-sippy ASMR. Why do people even like ASMR? I'm just gonna go on a rant right now because I'm taking my time, my sweet time with this. But why do people even like ASMR? It's not even that. Like, the thing with ASMR for me is that it's too deliberate, and honestly, sometimes half the time it doesn't even end up sounding good. Which I get. Like, I'm fine with, okay, I'm fine with, like, ASMR that comes from, like, objects and stuff. Like, soap cutting, that's fine. But, like, people who are trying to, like, I don't know, trying too hard, like, they're whispering. Like, I'm not even trying too hard. Like, people say my voice is relaxing, but that's because I'm just tired eternally. I literally only have one mood, and that's, oh, I'm tired. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, I could just start without them. It doesn't really matter too much. I think, maybe. I'm not too sure. Oh god, my Google just turned. No, my Google was just some boomer talk. But I meant my Google Voice Assistant. I hope that doesn't trigger it. I think I turned off my voice command, so everything should be fine. But it doesn't really matter, so hold up, god. I have so many accounts. What for? Yellow lock-in, yellow. How is it going? Yellow. How is life? How was school? How was your day before the weekend? Yeah. Wait, how is your day? No, it is the weekend. How is your what is wrong? Living for sure. Damn, me too, man. Me too. Just like me, for real. I've never lived in my entire life. So what is living? I mean, I guess this is living. Like, going on a trip is nice. And then afterwards, I'm going to go to Hong Kong. So then I'm going to have to take like another 2 weeks to do my PowerPoint. I just found something I'm so grateful. Hey, what'd you find? What'd you discover? What is popping off? What is happy? What makes you happy? All right. Because I found out that doing nothing makes me so happy. Being lazy makes me happy. Not being lazy, but just, I don't know. It's easy to be constantly overstimulated by everything. So just having the time to just relax, I think, is really nice. The block I need almost oh, for your manor, for your mansion. Nice. Insta-mineable. Hell yeah. Good to just, yeah. Or else you'll need to hold down like your mouse button. That'd be so annoying. I got like 15k. Damn. How much do you need? You need like 60k or so to finish your manor, to finish your build, your Minecraft build. Jeez. I need 20k of this stone. I see. Alright. I need 25k logs. Logs, not even planks, but actual logs. Oh, jeez. Ay. Okay, well, that's gonna end well. That's so... Okay, my music is too loud now. Okay. There we go. That's gonna... Deforestation. Hell yeah. And 20k of another sadly not insta-mineable stone. That's fine. That's so fine, dude. That's so fine. That's very cash money. 20k, Jesus Christ. And 23k cobble that I already got. You're not gonna die midway through, are you? Like, that's a huge build. Jeez. I mean, cobble, yeah, cobble you could just get like a cobble gen, so it's not too bad. But yeah, but that cobble is just for the roof filling, so I could use anything, to be honest. That's true. Oh yeah, yeah. Calcites. Stripped pale oak wood, diorite, quartz, end rods. 1,000 end rods. Hi Yowie, hello. How's life? Hello. How's your project coming along? Aside from the tears, you know. Are you alive, Owie? I can't even that bad, to be honest. I guess if you just fly around a bit, right? You just craft them. Oh, you can? That's starting off strong. Starting off very strong, Owie. You can craft end rods? Since when? I don't know, man. I have no Minecraft knowledge, as you can probably guess. You'll make it, Owie. I believe. I just woke up, dude. Oh, that explains. Yeah, that does explain a lot. Yeah. Of course. Honestly, this is still rather early for you to wake up at this hour. Oh yeah, 1 popped chorus fruit and 1 blaze rod for 4 end rods. Are you sure that's... I guess that's doable. I mean, yeah, it's alright. I fell asleep later than planned. What's HHN? I don't know what HHN is. Homework. Home. I don't know what that is. Oh. I don't know acronyms. Halloween Horror Nights. Oh, what are you guys watching? Locking, do you know if EP is alive? If EP is not alive, I'll just get started with old Mexico trip PowerPoint thingy majiggy or something. I don't know. I haven't been really scared by a horror movie. I don't know, Western horror movies haven't been that scary. Like, Hollywood horror movies are kind of eh. I mean, I guess Weapons was alright, was decent enough, but I wouldn't say it's that scary. I mean, it's unsettling, but I wouldn't say it's like scary. Dude, there are literally automatic blaze farms and pop courses fruit. I'm gonna text the EP, but he hasn't replied yet. Ugh. The humanity. Alright, well, 1,000 shouldn't be that bad then. Alright. It's so Jover. Alright, well, I'm gonna get scared so bad tonight they smell fear. What are you guys watching? Or are you guys watching like the Halloween franchise? Is that why it's called Halloween Horror Nights? Like you guys are watching the Halloween franchise? I don't mind. I don't know when you a Halloween horror. What's a Halloween Horror Night? I don't know anything, man. Help. I know it's a scary event. Oh, okay, yeah. But I don't know, because if there's something Horror Night sounds like it's like a movie watching night or something. I don't know what's going on. Wait, so what's the event about? Okay, EP is on her way. Okay. It's fine. I'm currently having a Halloween existential crisis. Oh, hi EP. Hello. How is everything going? I sprinted. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, docs. Yeah. Spinning facts. Spinning facts. Theme park have scare actors that try to scare you. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Like, it's alright. Like, not scary farm. I have no idea what that is, but that sounds cool. Can you tell that I have not done anything Halloween related in the past like couple of years. Oh boy. I have haunted houses and stuff. Ooh. That sounds cool. Man. Halloween. I haven't gone to a haunted house in a while too. It's not like I'm that like easily jumpy anyways. But yeah. I don't know if it's because I have no survival instincts or it's because I'm so desensitized to like horror. Maybe it's both, but like I think I'm just gonna like if I see a car coming my way, I'm gonna be like, wow, a car, and I'm gonna be like, bang, oh, whoops, there I go, because I have no survival instincts, mostly. Like meow, I have a good jump scare for you. Oh God. Okay. What's the jump scare? Oh my God, right before, okay, fine. You guys are gonna hear me pant before I do my PowerPoint presentation. Unbelievable. Absolute audacity. Ah. My group has every fear reaction. It's so funny. Fight, flight, and freeze. Hell yeah. Wait, Cole, can you wait like another 5 minutes? Alright. I think I have all of that in order. I don't know how I would react if I got like in... Actually, no. The last time I went to like an actual in-person jump scare horror house thingy, I didn't react. So I think I'm just a boring target. Okay, wait, owie, what's your reaction? I think your reaction, are you the flight? I'm fight. Are you actually fight? Dang. Get those hands. Hell yeah. I don't know. Would I? Because I feel like in an actual fighting scenario, I would just run. Not because I'm scared, but because it's like, you know, I have to cardio to run away, so I might as well. Like if the other person has a knife, I'm just gonna run. I'm not gonna wait around. I just did the math. I have 14k cal sight. Nice. I probably would get scared in real life. Okay, good to know. Good to know. No ramen in real life jump scares. Or else I'm gonna get socked in the face and that's not gonna be fun. It's like, oh yeah, you know. Easy group chat, Japan trip. Oh, where's ramen? Taps on shoulder. Oh, you turn around, you just sock me in the face. I'm gonna be like, damn. That's gonna be rough. I'm playing a horror game and just punching your mother. I'm extremely Quebecois when I play horror games. Mostly. Have you ever heard of a Quebecois getting scared or a French person getting squared? Jesus Christ. Of a Quebecois getting scared? Nah. No jump scares. Only cussing. Actually, you know what? Does XQC... I only learned like XQC was like Quebecois like a year ago, and I was like so disappointed because I'm like, really? We got this guy to be like famous for Quebec. Man, I put on press on nails so I don't punch anyone since I wouldn't want to ruin. That's true. That's a good. That nails are expensive. Good habit. Square up French, dude. No, they just see that you're French and they're like, ah. They're like, ah, I don't want to get the French on me. Ew, nasty. Just start speaking French and they're like, ew, I'm allergic to that. Easy peasy. Because apparently French is no. Ah, crap, I actually touched my glasses with my fingers. Oh god, okay, I gotta clean them. How do glasses get so dirty? It's like they're on my face 24/7. Or most of the time. And then there's like dust all over the place. Oh yeah, Lockin, how are your glasses treating you? Glasses all good? Not the French curse. All my homies would nuke France if they got the chance to. Yeah, glasses are fine. Comfortable, you used to them. Because I remember when I first started wearing glasses, man, I got so insecure. I was like, oh, but then I'm like, I look like a nerd. Because I started wearing glasses when I was pretty young. The Asian curse of wearing, of having bad vision. Even though I know 2 Asians. I know a couple of Asians that don't need glasses. I'm so mad because I'm like, man, why do you guys get good vision while the rest of us are like nearsighted? It's not fair. But yeah, so I started wearing glasses when I was younger. I was like, I got so insecure. But yeah, now I like my glasses because I'm like, my eyes look really small without my glasses, mainly because I'm always sleep deprived. So my eyes are like, panda eyes without my glasses. So I now wear glasses just so that it looks slightly less like crap. EP likes them, so I don't care what the haters say. That's a good mentality. EP did say that you look good with them in the chat when you weren't here. So, hell yeah. Or were you there? I don't know if you were there. But yeah, she said that you look good with the glasses. Freaking nerd. I don't think I was. I know. I am a nerd. I am. What gave that away? What gave the fact that I was a nerd away? Also, I made the whole PowerPoint presentation based after a postcard. I snapped my fingers. I don't know why I snapped. Embrace the nerd. We're all nerds. Can you imagine how not being a nerd is? People generalize the word nerd or like geek or whatever. It's like, you like your things and that's fine. But like, can you imagine if you don't like anything? That's so boring. Imagine being boring. I would rather be a nerd than be boring. Yeah, like having just liking something, like liking like trinkets and stuff like that. Hey, you can't use that against me. Farmer derogatory. Okay, welcome back, EP. Welcome back. Okay, so. Oh, hi Astro. Hello. How's everything going? Hello. Okay. We got the gang. Wait, Anyways, yes, so I made this entire theme mainly based on a postcard. So I was thinking about doing something a bit more minimalistic, like last year's presentation about like Japan, right? Japan, that was like very, very minimalistic, very new in terms of design. But then if I did that, it would look like Italy, because if I only use green, red, and white, the whole thing would look like Italy. So I couldn't be like, oh yeah, I'll just use those colors, because no, Italy has those same colors, except Mexico has like there's slightly different shades, so I can't do that. So I had to actually put effort into this. So yes, so Mexico. This is a postcard themed thingy majiggy. Yeah, starting off so strong. I know. Right. So the main city that we visited was, oh my god, Puerto Vallarta. I'm not gonna try to do a Spanish accent. Wasn't secure about his presentation for sure. How dare you? How dare you? So obviously this place is, as you can probably see, I hit my lamp. Why? This place is obviously no Spanish. This place is obviously a coastal resort city. Oh my god, I can't Spanish. Locking, you Spanish. Where's your Spanish? That obviously translates to port or harbor. So then you can see like, yeah, boats, basically. I would have someone joined in the voice chat, maybe. Oh god. Okay, maybe not for the PowerPoint. What I pay taxes for, then I'm definitely not paying taxes. Who pays taxes? But yes, this city is part of the Jalisco state. And one of the governors of Jalisco was named Ignacio Vallarta. That's so bad. So hence the name, right? That's port and his last name combined together, which makes that word. Which makes the city's name, rather. I'm so good at presenting things. But so yeah, originally it was inhabited by the indigenous people of the Aztlan people. I think that's how you pronounce it. Why is there a bike in the middle of the city? You know what? Good question. Traffic. There's so much traffic. Even though we actually went in the off season, there's actually so much traffic. So yeah, so much traffic. But yes, so it was originally like already a touristy location by the 19th century, but it was mainly just Mexicans traveling to the city just to enjoy like an alternate sort of point of view of Mexico, because you know you get the sea and all that stuff and stuff like that. Pike Beach. But Elizabeth Taylor, who is a huge famous actress, essentially acted as an ambassador for the city, and then that sort of propelled the city into basically international fame. So then, you know, you get all these resorts and stuff like that. So yeah, that is the main city that we stayed at. So it's a resort city and lots of beaches and stuff like that. Of course, an hour away or like 40 minutes away and all that stuff, we have Sayulita, which is a beach. What do you mean no beaches? What is going on in chat? So, okay. Jesus, okay. So, Sayulita is, of course, a fishing village. It's, as you can probably guess, also near the coast, and also very famous, also very popular as a tourist destination because it's a surfing village. It's a surfing sort of touristy location as well. So yeah, you can see that's a huge expanse of water and all that stuff. So we'll stay focused. Of course, stay focused. Right. So Jesus Christ. So if you can see actually the dark spots, the dark streaks on the beach sand, that's actually just minerals. Those are mineral deposits. So you get something like iron, magnetite, and all that stuff. So that's why you get all of these beautiful, here's a fact. That's why you get all of these beautiful black streaks in the sand. It's also very, very fine sand. So it's not like coarse, even though you get like rocks occasionally and that hurts. But you get that. So it's very, very nice. And yeah, the water was really warm, very comfortable. That's oil. Oh, you would know about oil. Yeah, so the water was really warm. Like, I think it was slightly above. It was really warm. Like, you just go in comfortably. So, yeah. But yeah, so this is a surfing town. Like, you can see people surfing there. Freedom is on the way. Freedom America is on the way. You guys have the same brain cells. And now, unfortunately, when there's a beach, there's usually signals to indicate how safe the water is. And for most of the days, these two flags were actually raised. The reason why these two flags are raised is because the purple one actually indicates that there's predators in the water. Now, what sort of predator is there in our coast? Well, oil. USA. Well, okay, so closer to the coast, you actually get a lot of crocodiles. So that's fun. And, you know, there's a purple flag, so that means that there's lots of crocodiles around. Or further out in the open sea, you get sharks. But usually they don't actually come in close to the coast, so it's mainly just gonna be crocodiles there. Ay, ay, ay. I did not say, I said beach. It's very different. But of course, there's also the black flag, which also just means dangerous waters. And for the most parts of our trip there, that flag was raised because on the second day that we were there, a cyclone hit, which means that the waters were unsafe for most of the time, which actually correlates with our previous things, because the reason why there's so many black streaks in the sand, all the mineral deposits, because the cyclone stirred up the bottom of the ocean, got all of the mineral deposits up, and then, you know, it's sort of just intertwined with the sand and all that stuff, which is why you get so many mineral deposits because of the cyclone and stuff like that. Ay, 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 ay. I did not say that. Should have pulled a Florida man and fighting. I'm not gonna fight an alligator. And also, that's a crocodile. It's different. Very different. You can tell the difference from their snouts, usually. Ay, ay, ay. But yes, so the difference between a cyclone, a typhoon, and a hurricane is just that they're in different parts of the sea. They're in different seas. So yeah, if you have like a cyclone, like a typhoon or hurricane, same thing, just different locations. Nerd derogatory. Which color is which? Purple is predators and black is dangerous waters. Yes, EP. What is your question? What is your very important question? I was just drinking coffee while, would you rather fight crocodile or do 10 push-ups on a send after the presentation? I think I would lose against a crocodile because crocodiles are actually huge. Like, crocodiles are huge and crocodiles are absolutely freaking, like, they're fast. I would not fight a crocodile. Crocodiles are massive, so crocodiles can go to around 6 to 7 meters. I assume that's accounting with their tail. So it's pretty insane. Oh my god, dude. Someone free me from this. Ay, 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 ay. Anyways, back to Jesus Christ, not the brain rot. Anyways, back to our flags. So those are the two flags that we saw the most of. Our Canadians get eaten by a crocodile while fighting it. I'm gonna use my freezing Canadian powers to get the crocodile. So the other place that we went to is San Sebastian. This is an old mining town. This was an old mining town, and the last active mine was basically shut down in 1921. Elsa, hell yeah, let it go. But yeah, so this is actually a certified pueblos mágicos, which means that it is a magical town, a magical place. Now, it doesn't actually mean that it's magical. It's just a town recognized by the Mexican government. That basically means that the town or the location still has its history, its culture, and its heritage. So this has a lot of its traits that it had back in the day. So yeah, so that is our mining town. This thing that you see in the center over here is actually part of the town square, and essentially what this is if you're actually around at the town square during the morning, that means that you are single, and that's how single people meet each other in this town. Now the problem is that this town has basically no population whatsoever, which means that you're probably gonna end up seeing your ex. So yeah. So usually that's where single people would mingle and just ask each other out, I assume. Apparently it's still ongoing, but I don't know. Shitsumo. But yes, that is San Sebastian, and of course it is also renowned for its iglesias, which is the church over here. Very, very nice church. Yeah, I mean, it's a church. Lots of culture. But yeah, so that is San Sebastian. Hot single day. Not again. God. Last time we had hot bridges. Okay, so that is our church. And of course we have our rocks, and we have a cairn, C-A-I-R-N, close to the, on the left side. Cairn is just rock stackings, and no glue was used. Of course, this is all physics, and yeah, looks very, very cool. And yeah, you can see all the different colored rocks there, which means that they have different minerals, different chemical compositions, and all of that stuff. And yeah, that's our nice little rocks here. Some beach scenes, I guess, near downtown, which you can't really expect like big skyscrapers in Mexico, because that's not gonna happen, or in this particular place you won't get that. Again, it's quite quaint, rather. So it's more on the it's more on the peaceful side in terms of downtown. Getting to downtown is a pain, but it's beach, so yeah. Some more downtown beach photos over here. Look at that horizon. Flat Earth. The chemistry and physics mentioned in one sentence. Clearly, the flattest Earth possible. Bruh. I'm gonna do that after. Okay. And of course, another water picture, because I like water. I like the sky. I like blue. Blue is nice. And of course, yeah, that is our night. That's the moon. That's during our what is it called? Our lunar New Year, I think. God, let's steal the moon. Hell yeah, downtown. No, my God, dude. And of course, some more photos of cities. Yeah, very colorful place, very nice. Again, no my English, no skyscrapers. It's all just, smaller buildings and stuff like that, which is nice. And this is inside of a market. It was rather quiet, and because again, it is not like low season. It's not It's not high tourist it's not high tourist season yet. It's very, very quiet. So this is the inside of a market and all of that stuff. Yeah. I don't know what that means, Astro. And okay, right. Okay, you're going to suffer through a bit of my street photography things. You can tell I have a very consistent style in terms of photography. Get that close up, slightly tilted and stuff like that. And of course the blurred backgrounds. Very, very recognizable style. And of course a chair randomly in the middle of the road for some reason. I don't know why. Shoes on the power line for some reason. Don't ask me why. They're just there. It does make for a good photo though, but traffic. Yeah. Now I know why there's traffic, because there's a chair in the middle of the road. Clearly. Yeah. And then we come to Los Voladores, which just translates to the flyers. So your street photography app is like 10 better than my than my dad's food education lessons. So, why are these people spinning upside down? Well, this is called La Danza de los Voladores, which means the dance of the flyers. Shoes here on power lines means gangs. Is that what it actually is? Is that what it actually is? Oh god, I hope I don't get... I hope that doesn't actually... Well, I hope I didn't encounter a gang. Okay, good to know. But essentially what this is, this is a ritual done by many indigenous tribes. And so the origin and stuff is quite lost, and many variations are done. But I think the general premise of this is essentially just a ritual to end the drought. So whenever they do this, it's to have rain and stuff like that. I'm not in a gang. What am I going to do within a gang? Are they going to help me evade taxes? Because I'm not going to go inside of a gang unless they help me evade taxes. But yeah, so this is a basically drought ending ritual. And yeah, it's actually protected as a UNESCO intangible cultural heritage. So it is a very, very important ritual. Oh, hi Toll, hello, how's everything going? In an old people gang. Okay, rude. But yeah. They actually spin as they fall. So they wrap the rope around of the center pole, and then they actually just rotate as they fall. And the number of spins will always be 52. You gotta ignore it. You didn't say anything. Tax evasion when? I said I didn't commit tax evasion. You said hi Toll and lol. That's it. But yes, that is Los Voladores. That is not true. Why did you do it? What? I'm so lost right now. Yes, this is the PowerPoint. Oh my god. This is the Mexico PowerPoint indeed. I'm doing my PowerPoint right now. This is my life resort. Do not do a life. Why is a life resort? And of course the food section. It's rather small because I think you guys already know what to expect from Mexican food, but it's good. I'm just gonna say, obviously, I'm keeping up with the postcard aesthetic as well. So yeah, this is my last resort. What the autocorrect? I don't know what's wrong with your autocorrect, DP. I read monk. Monk. Yes, potato. Potato is so good. So obviously we have our signature guacamole, and obviously off to the right we have potatoes. So that is beef on top of potatoes, and God, those potatoes were so buttery, so good, and yeah, it was just really, really good. So yeah, guacamole is just good. Yeah, so very solid. They love their potatoes over there. Not that I mind, because their potatoes are good. Taco, yeah. Very flavorful tacos and stuff like that. This is called machaca. So this is a plate full of different foods over there and stuff like that. So a machaca is actually just a dried, spiced and shredded beef or pork. So that is the thing in the center. Oh wait, you can't see my mouse. But that is the thing next to the mole. The mole is just the sauce with sesame off to the left. So it is the center one. So it is a dried and spiced shredded beef or pork, and it's basically just some form of jerky. I don't know what you guys are saying. Did you ask around in Spanish? No. My mother and my sister were better at me for that. So yeah, they could handle things, and honestly they could speak English fine-ish. So yeah. But yes, the indigenous people also ate a form of machaca. And so, much like many cultures in the world, drying and spicing this is to, help to preserve the meats. Back when refrigeration wasn't a thing. So that thing carried over to modern day history, and now we have this, which is, yeah. I don't know what's happening in chat right now. So I'm just gonna go on a food rant right now. So if you actually take a look at just food and just cuisine in general throughout the world, throughout history, you'll actually notice that for a lot of the hotter regions in the world, a lot of the hotter regions actually use more spices and, just have spicier food than places that are colder than colder regions. And there's probably two reasons as to why that actually happens. One is because spices don't really grow in colder places, and two, spices just help with preserving food, especially when refrigeration wasn't a thing. So if you go to take a look at places like Mexico, look at the amount of spices they use. If you go to a place like Morocco, again, lots of spices. And even certain parts of China, you get lots of spices. So again, certain parts, it depends on the province, but yes. Was the weather warm or cold? Very, very, very hot. It was also very humid. So the moment I stepped out, I was just like sticky. Like that was just gross. That was rice, and that's just like beans, like mashed beans. I guess that's the best way to put it. So yeah. So that is my lecture on food preservation and knowing that hotter regions tend to use more spices than colder regions because of preservation and probably resources wise. It's also why when I actually want to learn about a particular culture, I always go for the food, which is really stupid, but the food is tasty, first off. But two, you can actually learn a lot of things about just eating food, right? It's a no-brainer. If you actually take a look at just a plate of food, you can just see it's food and stuff like that. But if you actually take a look at food in general, it's actually really interesting because you can tell a lot from it, because food portions, that tells a lot. It tells about scarcity in supplies. Were supplies scarce? Or how heavy the food is. Do they use a lot of butter, a lot of oils, or they have a lot of carbs and stuff like that. So food portions do contribute to how the country was shaped throughout history. You obviously get ingredients, which is what is grown around of that area. Did they have things imported in, exported out? And so we can obviously learn a lot about that as well. And you can also learn about what they don't waste. How poor were the regions? How rich were they? So if you get like a lot of cultures that eat like maybe like chicken's feet, right? Or duck brain or something like that, you can tell that maybe they weren't necessarily the richest because they can't waste anything. Every bit is important to fill their stomachs. So that is something that that does contribute to learning about a culture and their history, just looking at what they put on the plate. So yeah, and then plating style. Is it more rustic? Is it more refined? Something like Michelin that you see in French cuisine nowadays. So yeah, all these things are basically passed down throughout history and culture, and they're basically reflections of the past, which is why when I want to learn about a culture, you always study the food. You can tell a lot of what's going on based on what is put on the plate. So yeah. Is love feet. Oh my god. I think you made a Mexican flag. No, just Italian. I know, but no, I used the proper colors. I think they're slightly shades away. The shades are slightly different. It's fine. But yes. Okay. So that is food. That is lecture on food. I don't know why he just said that, but yeah. I like food. I think food is great. It's tasty and you can also learn so much about it. So yeah. And then let's take a look at the biodiversity of Mexico, because Mexico has a lot of biodiversity. I know I put a chicken there and a hen there rather, and a rooster rather. Sorry, I keep mixing up my birds. But yeah, so we have multiple animals, multiple flora, which we'll get to, but we are going to tackle the animals first. So that is very, 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 very important. Yeah. yeah, chickens. Obviously that's just a rooster, but the first most common thing that we see is actually the great-tailed grackle, which is this pog face looking bird over here. So why this bird? This bird is actually not very remarkable because it's actually a very, very common bird. Contrary to what it actually looks like, it's actually not a raven or a crow. It's actually in a different family. It's very urbanized, and so they don't really care about humans. They're as common as pigeons, so yeah. If a rooster lays an egg in the west, where does the egg roll down? Does a rooster not? Why would a rooster lay an egg? But yeah, so that is our nice grackle, and over on the right, you obviously see our grackle taking a little bath, because a grackle is it's hot, so obviously it wants to take a little bath, and it's just shaking off the water from its feathers. So that's very cute. So that is our grackle, our very common bird over there. And then we have iguanas. Iguanas are actually quite common. We actually saw them at the beach, and yeah, my chicks do that too. Oh, that's cute. How do you know that? You're so smart. So that these are our iguanas. So grackles are not hot. Ay. So iguanas, even though they look scary, even though they have claws, they're actually generally herbivores. They're opportunists, so they will steal like eggs to eat and stuff like that, but they are actually herbivores, so they won't go out their way to like attack you or something like that. They are very, very passive creatures. You can actually feed them. Sometimes they just lay around there puffy and feathery and warm. Nice. That's cute. But iguanas actually have a parietal eye, which is a third eye. So it's on top of their head, it's like generally on top of their head. And what this actually does is that they just detect whether or not there's a light or not. So like imagine like a switch, like it's just a signal. It's either on or off. So that's what their third eye does, and it's just to detect predators. So if their third eye detects that there's something looming over them, that's how they know, oh, there's a predator around, I better skedaddle away. Their chickens are sick. I love them. The spikes aren't stiff. No, they aren't. They really aren't. But yeah, they're actually quite the big lizard. But yeah, the parietal eye is actually relatively common in lizards. So a lot of lizards will have them. Even amphibians and fish will have a parietal eye as well. And over here, of course, on the right, you'll see the iguana climbing a tree, because they actually climb and live in trees because that's how they evade certain predators. It's a raccoon is actually a predator to the iguana for some reason. So I guess raccoons eat them, I guess. I don't know why, but raccoons are apparently one of their predators. I don't know. So yeah. And here we have a dog that I saw in the coffee farm. Very cute. Name is Archie. Very, very cute. Ragoon. No ragoons. Did I say ragoon? I said raccoon. Ay, ay, ay. Great mind things are like, oh my god, dude. Very relaxed dog. Very cute. Here, this looks like a Renaissance painting of Archie. It has the same sort of separation of shadows, which makes it look like a Renaissance painting. So I really like that. It's the tone. It's like it's somber. It's sort of kind of depressed, and it's the shades. It's like dark backgrounds, and also like our subject is slightly lighter, but also the shadows. It just looks like a Renaissance painting, Renaissance, if you will. So yeah. Archie is so cute. I know, he looks so cute. I love Archie. Archie was so fun. It's so cute, dude. It's like, yeah. So Archie was amazing. Love Archie. And of course we get to our. Did I skip? Okay, no. Okay, yeah. So we're at our cats. Archie is locked in. So this cat, he looks like he's gonna give actual good life advice at a campfire. So this cat, we met at a silversmith's shop. Very, very cute cat. So yeah, you can see he's loafing there. So as my parents discussed things with the silversmith, we were playing around with the cats. And then the silversmith's daughter, we learned a lot about, I guess, just normal Mexican culture from her. So, yeah. He was very pettable, very, very cute cat. So I learned that apparently K-pop is very, very popular in Mexico. It's big apparently in Mexico, and so is apparently K-pop is popular amongst the girls. And so is anime, which isn't really surprising. So yeah. So apparently, if you don't like something, if you don't like a very popular thing in Mexico, they're gonna be like, "Damn, you suck, boo," and stuff like that. I'm going to end your entire existence, Ender soppy. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Friggin' bots. But yes, my sister has similar cats. Nice. Very cute. But yes, apparently they're big weebs there. Big Korea-boos there. Which is cool. But yeah, I love that he's loafing around. And yeah, the cat was very, very, very cute. Yeah. Lots of ear scratches. Behind the ear scratches. Very cute. Yeah. So we're just talking about that and stuff like that. So very, very cute cat. Honestly, I wasn't even listening to the girl talk half the time. I was just like, hey, cat. Obviously, I listened to her, but mostly it was my sister doing the heavy talking because I'm not that social in real life. No, I meant I want to get pet value of a chicken picture is also fine. What? Antisocial. I am very antisocial. Another cat, a cat that we saw at a restaurant. Very, very devious looking cat. Stole food. Yeah. Cat indeed. And then our cat adoption system. Because I got chosen by a cat. This cat definitely drank 5 beers yesterday. So I got chosen by a cat. So the cat on the left, when I was taking the photo, actually just circled around me. So I was like, yeah, I got chosen. But unfortunately, we couldn't bring a cat with us because different countries. But got chosen by a cat. Hell yeah. So it actually just circled around me. So that was very, very cute. Hell yeah. Very cute. Yeah, they actually have a lot of cats there. So that was nice. Yeah. Those are such cutie patooties. Hell yeah. So that is our cat distribution system, cat adoption system, whichever term that you like. But yeah, cats. Okay, the next slide is gonna be a lot less cute. It's gonna be a lot worse. I want to reach through the screen. Oh wait, no, that's donkey. Never mind. It's next slide. Sorry, that's just a donkey. The donkey's fine. Donkey. And donkey's fine. Donkey's fine. Very cute. That's a donkey. What the heck? Yeah, they have a dog. Called it a dog. I didn't mean it like that. I meant the next slide. Okay. Donkey, get out of me, swamp. So next slide is gonna be spiders. Anyone who doesn't like spiders, look away. So there's gonna be about 5 minutes worth of spiders. Not that long, but it's gonna be like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna briefly go over the spiders. So, but it is important to highlight the spiders because they are part of Mexican, biodiversity. So yeah. Arachnophobia. What the heck? An aroma bird took a slice of my pizza. Damn. Turned that thing into a roast bird or something. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our spider slide in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're moving on to our spider slide. Look away, and yeah, our very first spider. Okay, there's only just gonna be 2 slides of spiders. So our very first spider is just a golden silk orb weaver. This is basically a very, very notable spider because it looks very, very nasty, and also the silk that it spins out is actually yellow. So you actually see on the right side, that is yellow silk. That is yellow silk, and like you can actually see that's yellow. It's very fascinating. So it's actually very, very, very strong silk. Like you can actually just like push on the silk and it won't snap or it won't like break. Like there's actually tension in the silk, which is insane. So piss yellow. Yes, it is actually piss yellow. It's actually a very, very bright yellow. But something that's horrifying about this thing, even though they're harmless to humans, is that sometimes they actually eat small birds and bats. Yeah. I'm gonna eat you. got that spider mentality. But yes. So yeah, they are horrifying. Yeah. Owie, I just said watch out. Yeah. Yeah, so these things sometimes eat small bats and birds. Okay, before Owie combusts, I'm just gonna move on to our next spider. So this is a spined microthena. This is a very unique looking spider, and it's another variety, it's another species of orb weaver spider. It's easily recognizable by, you know, the very spiky butt, I guess. So yeah, that is very, very recognizable, and nothing else is really notable about it. It's just spiky. That's it. Yeah, it's small. It's not, you know, it's not a threat to humans. It just sounds cool. A spined microthena. Like, damn. That's it. That's it. Yeah, okay. Okay, arachnophobia section over. There we go. So again, only 2 spiders. And, you know, they're very, very unique looking spiders. Very gross. Before I actually hated spiders. Now I just have... No, before I actually had arachnophobia before. But then it was replaced by seething hatred of spiders. So now every time I see a spider, I'm just angry. I'm like, I'm just gonna destroy you. I'm just gonna absolutely turn you to mush. So my fear became hatred. You eat your partner. Oh my god. Ay, ay, ay. But here we have a red-eared slider turtle. So you can easily recognize these turtles based on the red-orange stripe near its ear. So you can see that there is that over there. So yeah, and it's called a slider turtle because, well, they actually, you know, slide off of surfaces to go into the water. What do you mean spider hatred? It means I hate spiders. Now it's just anger whenever I see a spider. But yes, this is just our red-eared slider turtle. They're actually an invasive species. So what actually happens with these turtles is that people take them in as pets. They become too big to basically be housed in, you know, in houses and stuff like that. So then they get released in the wild. The problem with that is that they outcompete every native species, which means that then they basically take all the resources and all that stuff, and then yeah, they just go out of control. So that is not great. Why do you go when you can slide? That's true. Sleepy man? I see a sleepy man. Imagine Cole just picking up chairs and tables around and throwing them after he sees a spider. No, that's arachnophobia. What I do is I just take a slippers and I just go bang, whap. Owie actually heard me kill a spider live. Astro, are you stalking someone? I don't know. Why are you guys human when you can be a slider turtle thing? I don't know. Because I don't want to be an invasive species, that's why. And here, of course, we have our crocodile. Very, very close with the crocodile. And again, it can grow up to 6 to 7 meters long. And it's a big lizard. Very, very quick. And yeah, our prehistoric friend over here. So yeah, that is our crocodile. Not the brain rot, but, you know, an actual crocodile. I mean, we have our crocodile very close to a crocodile. We are very close to a crocodile because we were separated by like a collapsing chain link fence. Like that thing was like collapsing. Isn't that what you are, prehistoric? Oh, no, that's Ash. How dare you? How dare you? What do you mean? I'm getting attacked. What the hell? What the hell, man? Yeah. They look really, really chubby, but they're actually really fast. So yeah, it's not great. And then I think this should be our last animal, which isn't actually a photo, but it is a bird. So this is called the blue-footed booby. Yeah. So this is an iconic bird in the city, and the name comes from, apparently, bobo, which translates to stupid. So I guess it would translates to blue-footed stupid bird or something like that. So yeah. Howie, why are you laughing at that? Oh my god. Anyways, this is a blue-footed booby. So you can't blame them for calling them something that's stupid, because they are actually very, very poop focused. I'm not kidding. They are very, very poop focused. So where there are boobies, there will be poop. What is that sentence? So they actually have. God damn. Oh my god. I want to say I love. I can't believe how many times. Take a shot every time I say booby, I guess. Ay, 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 ay. Anyways, so they're poop focused because they actually have a behavior which is named where to cool off. So obviously they have the typical things to cool off, but they also poop on their own feet to cool down. I don't know why. They poop on their own feet to cool down, and that's a very specific behavior which is scientific, which I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce. And they actually don't build nests. They actually just lay their eggs on the ground or on surfaces, and then they actually make a poop circle around of their eggs to act as a wall, I guess. I don't know. Don't ask me. I can't explain why boobies do that. But that is our blue-footed booby. They do that. So yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm done having my booby crisis or something. I don't know. Okay, so that's the end of our fauna. Now we can go to our flora, which is all of our plants. Touching grass. So this is where Mexico's biodiversity, I think, really shines as well, because there's so many plant varieties, so many flowers, so many of everything. It's just generally very, very, very nice. So, first off, we'll just start they poop on their feet. Astro. They literally poop on their feet. So we have our typicals. Jesus. We have our almonds. So this is how almonds look before you take out their flesh, and then you have the pit, which is then, cracked open, and then you have the almond. So we have our almonds. This is how almonds look. And you have something called the tamanu. So these things are actually used for its oil, because apparently the oil is very rich in antioxidants, and they're good for UV absorption. So they are actually used for skincare routines. So yeah, that is the tamanu. And then we have almonds. Very, very good. And then we have our flowers, hibiscus and bougainvillea. I'm gonna give up on pronouncing that. But hibiscuses. So just as a general sort of flower thing. So flowers are actually classified into two different categories-ish. There's hardy and there's tropical. So generally there's a scale from, I think it was 0 to 12, I believe. So there's a hardy scale. So what this means is that hardy means that the plant will survive the winter, and when winter ends, when blooming season is back, their flowers will actually just sprout. Tropical means that if there's any sort of frost, if it gets cold, they'll just straight up die. The entire plant will just die. So yeah, depending on the hibiscus, they can either be tropical or hardy. So yeah, I heard Cole say boo and thought we were back to the boobies. No. So a hibiscus is actually relatively interesting because each flower will only last for a day. But the plant itself will actually continue to produce flowers throughout the blooming season. It's just that the flowers themselves will just last for a day each. or the entire planet will die. Well, that too, but we'll get to that. Apocalypse tourism when? And then we have our boo boo. I'll just call him boo boo. Our little boo boo flower over there. Very nice. So they are actually really resilient and they'll grow in most climates. So whether that's like tropical or in colder climates, and they can actually be a vine, a shrub, or a tree, and you can actually plant them wherever. So you can plant them in pots, you can plant them like on other trees because again they're vines and stuff like that. So they're highly versatile. I mean, we'll get to that. Is that also no apocalypse, not yet. And you actually don't need to water these plants all that often, hence why the plant on the right is actually highly desirable in most gardens because they look nice and you basically don't need to pay attention to them that much. So yeah, dude, I would love to do a apocalypse PowerPoint. Like that would be sick in the worst way possible. And then we have dates. These are dates. Very, very sweet dates. And then we have, I'm not too sure if that's lime or if that's the other citrus that we saw there. I think it's lime, but yeah. But yeah, fresh dates. Usually, of course, you'll see dry dates where all the moisture is gone, so then you get that sweetness a lot more prominently. Fresh dates, they're a lot less sweet, but they're still pretty good. Their texture is weird though, so I'm not the biggest fan of fresh dates, but yeah. So yeah, that intense background blur, and then of course we have the Alamanda. Almanda, I guess, if you're, because the guy that this was actually named after is from Switzerland, which they speak French, so I'm not sure if that's like that's like Allemand. Whatever. Alamanda, I'll just say in English. So it's actually generally a vine, but they can actually be turned into a shrub. And they're actually mildly toxic, so don't eat those flowers or else you're gonna get a stomach ache. And the sap will actually, which is like this white milky sap, will actually make your skin itchy or irritated. So don't touch the sap, I guess. I don't know. I might eat them now. Well, you don't need to eat these flowers to get a stomach ache. White milk, that's what it says. That's what it says. That's what my research says. Okay, it says white milky sap. It's not my fault. Oh my god, dude. And then we have the Alamanda. I haven't gone to the I'm always going from left to right. And then we have our lantern hibiscus. Our lantern hibiscus is this very notable thing. So it actually has many names, including the fringed hibiscus, the spider hibiscus, the skeleton hibiscus, the coral hibiscus, the Japanese lantern, or the fringed rose mallow. So the lantern hibiscus has so many names, so many designations, and yeah. So it actually dangles downwards like a lantern, and it is a tropical plant, so it will not survive cold weather, but it is a very distinct looking hibiscus. So yeah. We have passion fruit on the upper left, and then we have a salt and pepper cucumber, which is a spiky variety of cucumber. I actually haven't tried a salt and pepper cucumber before. It looks really good and it does sound tasty, but I haven't tried it yet. So a salt and pepper cucumber is apparently mild flavored, and it's crunchy and apparently creamy. I don't know who's making these descriptions up, and it's sweet apparently, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's the general description of a salt and pepper cucumber. Yeah, apparently it's crunchy, creamy, and sweet. I need to consume. Jesus Christ. Ay. Obviously, we have our typical rose there, and then we have the Ixora, which is actually native to Asia, but throughout history, it's been used for its medicinal properties, and there's actually been a couple of studies done to prove that it does have its uses in medicine. So yeah, that's the Ixora, which is the X-shaped flower that you see on the right. It doesn't really have any big blooming petals, but it does have its very distinct X-shaped petals, arrangements in multiple little flowers, I guess. So that is the Ixora. I think that's how I pronounce it. The rose is just a rose. Yeah. It's sad that the rose is just the most normal thing right now, even though we're like, roses, you know. Lock in, have you given Epi a rose yet? And then, of course, we have our coffee. Our very, very beautiful coffee. I didn't use that description to describe the roses, but I used it for coffee. You can tell my priorities. My priorities is to coffee. Coffee. So obviously you get the coffee cherries on the bottom right. Oh yeah, Loki forgot flowers are a thing. Whoops. Coffee beans, hell yeah. So you got the coffee cherries on the bottom right, and then you get the coffee beans, which are roasted to what appears to be a rather dark roast in the top left. Coffee. Yeah, coffee. So you can actually see that the roast is actually quite uneven in the top left. Certain beans are going to be darker, and certain beans are actually a bit brighter, which means that it is in an uneven roast. So I don't think the coffee flavor is going to be that great. So that was not great. It does look really nice though, because you can actually see that slight sheen on top of the coffee beans, that oil and stuff. So it looks good, but it's not necessarily the most proper roast. It's very, very uneven. So yeah, which does affect the flavor of the coffees. So yeah, roast them all. Hell yeah. So Mexico is within the coffee belt, which is this stripe of regions around the earth where coffee can be grown in. Mexico is part of that stripe. Obviously you get places like Colombia, you get places like Madagascar, which can also grow coffee because they are part of that stripe of regions that can grow coffee. So things like climate, soil, and elevation all basically contribute to how coffee will, be so all those three things, which is climate, soil, and elevation, all contribute to how the coffee will taste. Cat poop coffee. That is not a cat. That is something called a civet. So typically, okay, I'm going to go on the side rants. So civets, they don't naturally consume coffee. They can't really consume coffee because they naturally can't digest coffee. So what happens is that they actually just poop out the coffee without fully digesting them. And there have been some studies, but I don't think they've been really conclusive, done as to how much it really changes the flavor profile of the coffee beans. So civets, because they don't naturally eat coffee, and because the civet poop coffee does fetch a high price, what happens is that people actually keep civets in cages and they force feed them coffee, and then they have a civet plantation, a civet coffee farm, I guess, even though it's unethical because again they're being force fed and they're not basically allowed to eat anything else. So you get these horrible things done to these creatures because it fetches high prices. But it doesn't really do much, and most of the time the coffee that you get from civet poops is not necessarily better, I would say, and you get a lot of counterfeit sort of civet coffee. So yeah. So I know it's I keep saying like civet poop coffee, but it's just Kopi Luwak. I actually don't know what it is. You say is it a feline? I think it might be a feline. I'm not too sure. What is it? I don't think it's a civet. I don't think it's a feline, sorry. No, they are not. They're not felines. They are part of the they're their own type of family. So they're not felines and they're not dogs. They're their own thing. So yeah. So Kopi Luwak, don't buy Kopi Luwak. It's not worth it. Doesn't really make the coffee better either. It's just overpriced for the sake of being overpriced. And most of the time it's just gonna be fake anyways. So Kopi Luwak it's there. But yeah, this is our coffee. So again, climate, soil, and elevation all contribute to the basically flavor of coffee. Obviously processing will also change the flavor of the coffee, but the coffee bean themselves will be affected by where they're grown. So the general rule of thumb is the higher the elevation and the higher the acidity of the soil, the more the coffee will taste fruity, will have hints of like fruit and citrus, versus lower elevations and lower acidity soil will mean that it'll taste a bit more earthy, a bit more chocolatey, a bit more like bitter, I guess. So that's the general rule of thumb, and that's usually why you have like the location written on a coffee bag, because that indicates, oh, what's the flavor profile going to be? Fruity coffee, yeah. So if you watch anyone like James Hoffman, when he actually drinks coffee, he actually slurps it, just to then introduce like oxygen into the coffee, into the coffee, so then you can actually taste all the notes. It's the same thing with wine tasting. So you actually watch any video of like wine tastings and stuff like that, they actually swirl the glass of wine. James Hoffman. So if you watch any people drinking wine, they actually tend to swirl the glass around to introduce some air, slurp, they smell the coffee or the wine, and then they just slurp the coffee and wine to get the full flavor profile of the wine or the coffee. So it's very similar to wine tasting, except that it's coffee. So yeah, I got no idea who that is. I don't know who Mike Hunt is. But yeah, that is coffee, the coffee belt and stuff like that. And then we have the daylily and the iris. My what? I don't know. I said that is I don't know. I said that is it for coffee, I guess. No, what? No, I just said. I didn't even say that. I said I don't know who that is. I didn't even say the name. I just said I don't know who that is. Anyways, so our two other flowers, the daylily and iris. Yeah, I know, but I didn't say the name out loud. I said who. Okay, so we have our next two flowers, the daylily and then our iris. So the daylily is this beautiful flower over there, and they are very hardy, and they are very, very heat tolerant as well. They'll grow in basically any environment, and they'll grow in anything. They don't need much water, and they can survive lots of water as well. So whether it be periods of drought or periods of too much rain, they'll be still alive. And another fun fact is that they aren't actually lilies. They're just sort of there. So yeah, they're just their own thing. Iris, not much to say about irises. They're just there. So yeah. Okay. Desert rose. Cool pattern, their iris. Yes, they're very recognizable by their 6 petals. They have 3 on the bottom and then 3 on top overlaid, and they're alternating, and they're very, very pretty. So yeah, irises are pretty. Yeah, I love irises. I mean, you can probably tell from the amount of flowers here. I love flowers. I think flowers, again, like I said, like I told EP, like I love flowers. Like, they're so colorful, so beautiful. Yeah. The desert rose. This is a bonsai-like plant, and they're pretty resilient, as you can probably guess from their name, desert, desert plants. And yes, they are poisonous, so again, don't eat them. But yeah, desert roses. They don't look anything like a rose, but they're there. They're a rose. They look nice. The silver vase bromeliad. I'm gonna eat them. No! Oh my god, dude. Do not eat it. This is just, I want to eat them. No, they're so munchable. No, eat roses. Eat actual roses. Don't eat desert roses. Bad. All of you, bad. The silver vase bromeliad, I think, is way prettier because it's spiky. It looks cool. But these are actually epiphytes. So they actually grow on other plants, but on their own. I think, yeah, you can. I think you can eat the iris. I think. Yeah, that looks edible enough. So, the silver vase bromeliad is an epiphyte, which means that they grow on other plants, but on their own. So, they don't take nutrition from the host plant. They just use them to sort of prop themselves up. But they aren't parasitic, so they don't steal nutrition. They're just there. Everything's edible at least once in life. That's true. You got me there. How much uranium have you been eating? And yeah, as you can probably guess from every other plant on this list or in the presentation, the silver vase bromeliad is very resilient, very, robust. So yeah, uranium. No, stop that. No uranium for you. And then we arrive to one of the most, notable plants in history, but more so in Mexico because of its spiritual and historical significance, the cacao plants. Cacao. So this is the last plant I'll talk about because I'm running low on hydration. But yes, the cacao plant is where chocolate comes from, and it was worshipped by the indigenous tribes as food from the gods. The word chocolate, which comes from the Aztec people, they have a drink called the chocolat. I can't pronounce it, but it's XOCOLATL. So that's where the word chocolate comes from. The word literally translates to bitter water, and it's basically just a combination of the cacao beans, water, and some spices. No sugar, hence why it's called a bitter water, because it's just bitter with some spices. But yeah, apparently alcohol was also made from the cacao beans, but I wouldn't know. I don't drink. And of course, because of its spiritual significance, a lot of rituals involve the cacao beans, and specifically the cacao beans, which just means that was how important they are, because no other plant has this much significance. No other plant has like rituals revolving around them. But yeah, sometimes they'll even have like sacrifices to basically make it so that they have a good cacao harvest. Cacao chocolate is that? Yeah, so the chocolate comes from this. They come from this plant over here. So yeah, It was even used as a currency. So the pods inside of a cacao bean were used as currency. So yeah, they were worth a lot. They meant a lot of things. And of course, modern day chocolate would basically come from our colonizing Europeans, because well, back when the Aztecs and all that stuff, they were just there. This presentation is making me hungry. But yes, when the Spaniards basically just went to Mexico and South America and all that stuff, they took these cacao beans back, and then they spread it throughout Europe. But of course, it was bitter, it wasn't good, and they were like, it is their currency, so they have to be worth something. So yeah, it spread throughout Europe, and then eventually Joseph Fry, who is, I believe, from Switzerland, actually added stuff to it back in 1847, and then it slowly became our modern day chocolate bar. So our modern day chocolate bar is basically just 200 years old. So it's a pretty new food, actually. Whereas the cacao bean has been, of historical significance for far longer. I want to eat the iris. That's pretty good. I want to eat the rose or the passion fruit. I want to eat all the edible stuff because I'm not going to eat non-edible stuff. And then our last part, which is just about art and colors of Mexico, and just to prove how vibrant it is, even though of course we do get the traditional type of Mexican thing that you see in I guess like very stereotypical Mexico depictions rather, but it is very, very colorful and it's very pretty as well. So we have that. I don't know why this window is tilted. Don't ask me why this window is tilted. But yeah. So of course we have very, very colorful places, very colorful houses. And as you can probably notice, there's no obnoxious yellow Mexican filter on top of it. It is just a normal place because Hollywood has an addiction with adding yellow filters on top of Mexico, versus the red filter in Africa, which I don't know why they keep on doing that. It's really stupid. I might want to live in Japan. Well, you're gonna need to learn Japanese first. But yes, you're gonna need to get a work visa first, which is the painful part, or visit these cool countries. Oh yeah, visiting places is definitely cool. Yeah, Japan's not as nice as it seems to live in. Yeah, no, it's definitely not, just because their systems are so backwards. Yeah. It helps to already have like an Asian name. I have my other name. I have like a name in Chinese characters, so that does help with it, but generally I don't think it's the best to live in, but yeah. Because everyone's first job in Japan is always English teacher. And it pays like garbage. It always gets sent to like the outer regions. So it's never great. But yes, beautiful Mexican colors. A nice orange house over here. That thing looks like a creamsicle. It's orange, it's white. I'm like, haha, creamsicle window. So yeah. More streets, more colors, and it's just more, yeah. Some street art, because yeah, they're just built different. We are Asian, but what part of it? Asian. Cool street art. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Very nice. And I believe it's our last slide at the end. Yes, that is indeed our last slide. Just to prove that, it's not the yellow filter thing that we usually see in movies and stuff like that. It is very much so, just there. It's just another place. It has a lot of culture. It has a lot of its own style. And, to dismiss it as just another place is unfair. And every other place does have, again, its own culture, its own people. And, it's just that we're all humans and we all have different perceptions of the world and stuff like that. And, that's just it. Piss filter in movies are so bad. Now put a yellow filter. I'm not putting a yellow filter on it. I made this entire presentation just so then there's no yellow filter on it. But yes, very colorful. I mean, I guess it's the closest I'll get to like a yellow filter on it, just because the amount of orange on it. But yeah, that is our presentation. Any other? Okay, I'll end it on Archie over here. Alright, that is our Mexico presentation. We'll end it on Archie because he is very cute. So many belly rubs. So cute. Dude, the amount. Oh my. Oh, wait. Alright, I gotta do my squats too. Oh, yeah. Alright, I'll do my squats. Yeah, I'll suck. Locked in Archie. Dude, Archie is so cute. Oh, yeah. Quick, everyone add. Do not add more. Okay, I'm back. Come on, you guys can't ambush me with that. Rude. Absolute audacity to do that. Okay, well. God damn it, man. Why would you do that? Ay. Okay. Alright, that's life. That's the end of that's Mexico. I can't believe I managed to yap for 2 hours. Look. Can I see the cars? Okay, sure. There we go. We have our silversmith cat over here. Very cute. He's loafing in the bottom right. Very cute. I can send you all of my cat pictures, Owie, if you want. I'm just gonna search around. Cause I think all my cat pictures are kind of scattered around, but I think Morocco has the most amount of cat pictures because Morocco basically has cats just everywhere. I mean, based on the languages that I speak, I think you can probably guess, Astro. Yep. Yeah. Got a pet armadillo when I went to Mexico. Wait, has your mom been listening to my PowerPoint presentation? Ay. Not all of it. Oh, I see. I hope that she didn't catch the part with the bird. But yeah, it was easier to navigate Mexico, mainly because... No, don't tell me she actually caught the part with the bird. Oh, No, okay. But yeah, No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying. I see you with the quote there. I see you with the quote there. My God. But yeah, it was actually easier to navigate around because, obviously my mom and my sister, they knew Spanish. More so my mom, because she was born in Mexico. So yeah. Oh my God. But yes, very cute cat, loafing. Love this cat. Yeah. Our cat's half Mexican. I am not half Mexican, just so we're clear. Not that I know of. I don't know, but I am not half Mexican. And of course, the cat that chose me. Wait, what else do you love? What else do I love? I love that sweet coffee. Hell yeah. Well, you know. Immigration. But yes. So, yeah, that's basically it for all my plans. Nah, fine. Here, you get your hee hee funny sign. There's the bird sign. Slide over here. There, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? But yeah, that's my oh, I can't believe what how old are you guys? Jesus Christ. Oh my God, dude. Why would you guys do this? Unbelievable. Only their feet are blue. You know me. I know. I know. Why are you guys laughing at this? Do not laugh at this. Why are you guys laughing? Do not be more mature. Unbelievable. Ay. What did I do? Do not laugh at the boobies. Here, we're going back to the cats. We're going back to Archie. God, Archie, what do you mean? Archie is great. How dare you? Archie was great. I love Archie. I love Archie so much. Go back to boobies. Oh my God, fine. I'll go back to the boobies. Y'all, I'm with a bunch of children. Oh my God, dude. Man, I want to see Doggy. Oh my God, dude. I like Archie, but I love boobies. My God, dude, guys. All right. I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind over here. Yeah, I'll send you photos of Archie and off of. Oh my God, owie! Make up your mind, owie. Fine, there. You can end off. I'm good. Fine. I'm gonna end stream with a slide that says I love boobies. There, happy now? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? The fact that I'm ending a stream with a slide that says I love boobies with the most perverted looking bird in all of existence. Is this what you want? Ay. Alright. I'm gonna go become an alcoholic or something. I don't know. Here, have fun. Have fun with your boobies or something. I don't know. I'm gonna get demonetized for saying boobies this much. God, this is so stupid. Man. Here, lock it. You can send this. You can take a screenshot of this and then send it to EP or something. I don't know. Just. All right. I'm done. I'm gonna cry or something. All right. Goodbye. Have fun. Jesus Christ. Hope you're okay. Oh, you took a screenshot of it long ago. Damn. I'll send you the actual picture. Alright, take care, lads. Bye-bye. See you. Take care. Have a good weekend. I'll go cry because I'm ending stream this way. Oh boy. Alright, take care. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend. Bye.